Okay. Cool. It turned my camera off the minute it went on. And now it's back. Yay. Welcome, friends, back to Tomb of Annihilation. I hope you all had an excellent week and that you're all doing very well as we gather this evening. So, let us dive back into our 3-year-long story. I think we started in 2018, February. This would be our third year. Very interesting.
Really?
I think so.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
This will be our third year in game. So the last place we left our heroes, down beneath the Forbidden City of Omu and in the many layers of the tomb within the earth. Our party had just finished a long rest in the offices, the ransacked offices of the tomb custodian Withers. Well defeated as he may be, wherever he cast himself off to, he was not there to disturb you that evening, as your rest went unhindered. You awoke the next day, many of your wounds bandaged up, your sort of tiredness, your exhaustion whisked away, and you advanced further on your exploration of the tomb. There was a few things on the docket. The party was interested in going back to the first layer and challenging Wongo once again, just to sort of see what you can learn from that fight and take back from it. There was also the thought of going deeper down into the lower levels when you had just sort of gotten some exploration in that the third level with all of the sort of purple slime gathering in the corners and further investigating those chambers, and also going back to the second layer, which you were already on during your rest, to further investigate that wine smelling chamber with the what seemed to be a false tomb. You decided to go with the wine chamber, and after executing a plan to set up, I believe it was Wifflespark's tent over top the sarcophagus, thoroughly blocking out the light from above, War was able to open up the sarcophagus and see the plate inside that read, "Drown your sorrows." Doing so seemed to activate one of the sort of sealed mouths of the gargoyles in the room. It opened up, not to release a flood of wine as you had experienced through Alexandria's magic during your testing of this chamber, but an open passage that the party descended into, but not before Fiera scouted it out. Within was a pentagram salt chamber and what seemed to be a tomb marking symbols of the trickster god Nang Nang, so not a false tomb. You decided to infiltrate and investigate, discovering exactly what it was that made this room tick, as each chamber you've been in thus far has had some form of challenge for you to meet. You discovered through some magic and some investigating, putting clues together, that there was a creature of some kind within the circle waiting for you. I believe it was Wifflespark who had cast a magical spell that outlined the invisible creature in the form of a massive sort of frog-like humanoid behemoth. And Alexandria, knowing what this creature is and your knowledge of a stone you recently confiscated from Wither's office, you took out the control gem and grasped control of what you believed to be a slot, and it indeed was. You took command of this creature and used it against its will to investigate further into Nang Nang's tomb, to open the sarcophagus, to release his weapon, to step back, and you had a bit of a telepathic back and forth with this creature. That seems very benevolent? Yeah, benevolent. Or is not benevolent, that's the wrong one. What's the other one?
Malevolent.
Malevolent. And a bit of discomfort, but also this feeling of a creature caged and the frustration behind that. After utilizing it to open the sarcophagus, you investigated the contents within. Brolin was cursed with a dance spell that was quickly erased from him. He was able to resist the effects with the help of Wifflespark's magic, not dancing himself to death, thankfully. And you were able to identify which object would have the soul of the trickster god Nang Nang within, and War took it upon himself to embody that soul and its powers and flaws and whatever comes with it. So Nang Nang is now hosting, or War is now hosting Nang Nang's spirit. You also War took 2 bottles of liquid from it as well and put it into his pack. And before the session was done, Alexandria did something surprising. You approached the Slod, and that is no longer invisible. I thought it was. He rubbed his face into the salt and is no longer invisible. And you placed the control gem on the corner of the sarcophagus and offered it its freedom. It paused for a moment, looking confused at the situation, but after a moment, it smirked in the corner of its lips. I have a question for you, Alexandria.
I have an answer.
During that moment, what were your surface thoughts?
Well, this certainly feels like the right thing to do, but it also might be the last thing I do. So,
Okay.
It just felt like the last bit of her kindness coming out, and
Now she's
wanting to be nice and restore the freedom to this thing that's imprisoned into a task that it probably did not choose for itself. Boy, that feels familiar. So maybe to indirectly feel some catharsis and freedom, she wanted to get to this thing.
Alexandria's specialty, being nice.
She said this is the last of her nice, so she might be evil now.
Oh, last of her nice.
Well, I mean, if it blows up in her face.
So yeah, all these thoughts sort of rest on the top of your mind as you take this action, and we sort of step back into that scene and get the ball rolling. The creature, in that sort of mid smirk, turns his head to the side and looks at you, and you hear his voice inside of your head. Curious. Not something that I expected. He steps forward cautiously. Are you sure?
I don't do anything I'm not sure of. She'll take a step back, still facing it, so he feels more comfortable to approach it. And she motions to it in a sort of presenting manner.
He kind of lets out just like a little bow of sort of courtesy back in your direction of thanks. But it almost feels like not like this is forced, but on his own part. And he steps up and just plucks the gem with 2 fingers and lifts it up in front of his face. It has been a long time. He opens his wide frog-like maw and drops it in. Plunk. And it escapes into the darkness of that huge gullet, and you see the throat sort of blow up and swallow. And his eyes flash with a red as he turns his head down and back to you. And he says, "What now?"
She shrugs. That's for you to decide. But she will then step to the side and motion to the doorway. I won't stop you.
He sort of lets out a little bit of he still has that curled smile and like another sort of courteous bow. But my dear previous master, I am Free in one manner, but not in another. He gestures to the still closed salt circle around him. If you would be so kind as to open the door for me.
Well, Valphine, you do seem to be standing directly in the way of our dear friend's imminent departure. Would you be so kind?
She gives you a long look. And then does so.
All right. Boy, do I hope I have something for this.
You don't.
You don't know what I'm looking for. Oh.
Dispel the magic circle?
No. Shoot. Oh, I can make a puff of wind.
Okay.
All right.
Negation
Yeah,
wins.
she will just, with a flick of her wrist, as if brushing it aside herself, the cube of salt between him and the door is blown to the wind.
Okay, you all see the circle is cut away, and the Slod's look grows ever. It's like a mix of like confused a little bit at how at the simplicity of the situation, like surprised, this is unexpected, but also there is a look of it's not evil, but it's definitely a look of like, well, this is nice. Like that's definitely the gesture you get. There is like ill intent in his look, but it seems more focused at his escape than any of you in the room.
Oh, I tell him the necromancer is probably downstairs.
He just goes, "Necromancer."
Well, the one who trapped you.
I imagine he's long gone. No, my friend. And you do start to understand his voice now. He's speaking in common ever since the gem has dropped into his mouth. And the voice is no longer inside your head, Alexandria. It has sort of made its way. And you're probably just noticing now it's no longer in your head. And everybody else can understand the voice of this creature and what it's saying. In tongue very common to your own. And he says, "There is one who took great pleasure in my imprisonment. I would like to see them given equal treatment before I depart." And he steps forward and gestures to his sword on the ground. "May I?" Looking to you, Alexandria.
It doesn't belong to me.
"This is true." And he picks up his greatsword and hefts it over his shoulder. "It has been nice doing business with all of you." And he begins to leave the room.
She will say likewise. And good luck on your hunt.
Yeah, and he'll turn and before he leaves and say, "I don't need luck. I've been doing this for a long time."
Then I shall wish you swiftness.
"I thank you. And before I go, let me bestow a gift upon you." He points in the direction of the wall. "That surface over there, it is not what it appears. Perhaps take deeper interest, and you could find something useful for yourself."
Enlightening. Thank you for that kindness.
And yeah, he will leave with a smirk on his face as he clambers into the darkness of that hole that you came through.
Sweet.
Brolin lets out a sigh of relief.
Nobody sleeps outside of the bubble, ever. Alexandria will also take a sigh of relief. Oh,
Yeah, the
that's
thick air of
exhilarating.
the thick air of any kind of tenseness has left the room. And that smell of sulfur also seems to begin to dissipate.
Well, I guess we made a friend.
What was that all about?
That is probably one of the few actually living things in this tomb. It doesn't belong here any more than we do.
I see.
But apparently this wall, I should say turning around, has something interesting for us. I'm imagining it's another one of the secret passages.
Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel. Yeah, after some cursory investigation, knowing the point that it's at and where to look, and though it is very well concealed, you do see the frame, the seal of the outside of a hidden door. Almost sort of definitely that crease is so well hidden, but just with a little bit of a touch and a scrape of the dust on the wall, it would reveal it. And there is a door right here.
Well, I say we proceed.
Okay.
Yeah, who's interacting with the door?
Wifflespark, you're.
I will check it for traps.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, make a perception check. Or investigation, whatever you'd like.
I also like that for some reason Ed has made me like 15 blank character sheets.
I made all of you 10 blank character sheets. That's just because I saw there was a few hanging out in people's things. I figured I'd just make a folder for them. No, they're all for you. It doesn't seem to house any kind of trap that you can see visible on this side. It is well sealed on all corners, but it doesn't show any kind of like... It doesn't look any different than some of these you've gone through before. This has got to be, what, the 7th, 8th, 9th time you've gone through one of these things?
Okay.
You're on the other side of it, so there's no divot, but you know that if you push in and put end to the side, it should open it from this side.
Okay.
Side.
Then I go, look, a magic door, and open the door.
Yeah. The door slides open with ease upon whatever kind of mechanical track or roller it's on below, and you see a short hallway beyond with a sort of concave like crevice into the southern part of the wall. You see ancient cobwebs. They seem to sort of stretch their way across the hall as if something probably hasn't been through here in quite a while. Days, weeks, months. Probably months more than anything if these webs have made their way, and dust as well collected in the corner. It's probably been a time.
Roland's cousins are being lazy in this hallway.
The midpoint features that arched alcove, and within the alcove there is a table with a dusty bottle standing atop it.
At least this time it's not a skull.
Think you want a talking bottle?
Perhaps there's a skull spirit inside that has no end of compliments to give you.
Wifflespark, you're at eye level with this table when you get in here, so I feel like it's impossible for you not to see what is within. The bottle itself is completely transparent. It is glass, but at its base seems to be a gathered pool of sand. And in that sand, at the edge of the glass, you see a tiny woman. She's at the edge of the glass, and as you step in, she's in the middle of standing up, and when she stands up, she's pounding on the glass. Or when you get close to her and she stands up fully, she's pounding on the glass. And you can hear a tiny voice inside.
I put my ear up to the bottle
muffled.
so I can hear what the voice is saying.
Yeah, you put your ear up, and we would sort of see the tiny woman put her fingers up to either side, says, "Hi." And wait. What's your What are your languages?
Let's look. I don't remember.
Just-
Wifflespark can speak lots of languages.
Yeah. What are your languages?
You've got Common, Gnomish, Lantanese,
Lantanese.
and Omnian.
And Omnian. You hear her speak in a it's a very sort of like heavy accent that almost sounds like swirling wind, and the language itself even sort of just adds to that. And it's not one that you recognize, but you can tell there's relief and also anxiousness in the voice, and it seems to be speaking very fast. And you can definitely tell, just given your passive insight, it's pleading with you for something.
What's going on in there?
One smaller than me.
Is that possible?
Oh, short gnome.
Do I see the same thing if I look at the bottle?
You do, and as sort of Wifflespark lifts his ear from it, the hands are kind of like out, and sees you, and seems like be pointing in your direction, and also you hear this very little, just tiny mumble come from within that you can't really make out.
He doesn't seem to speak any civilized languages.
Those are mine. Any of those?
No. I mean, do you put your ear up to the glass? Because you can't really make it
yeah.
out. Yeah, you put your ear up to the glass, and Wifflespark, you hear similar things. She puts her face right up to the glass, and this time you can see the little face turning red, going as loud as possible, and you can hear this language, Valphine, be whisked out. It's elegant. It definitely has the air of somebody, of an intelligent creature.
Shouldn't you know Elvish too?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an.
It's
on.
an elf.
Okay.
So,
But-
Sylvan, I guess, covers everything.
Yeah, the language isn't one you recognize. Both of you can make a history check if you want to try to identify what language it could be.
Absolutely.
But
Do I get advantage from my background?
by all means, yes. And after you sort of lift your ear, she's sort of looking to you for some sort of recognition. It's obvious on both your faces you don't understand what she's saying, but you do both know she's speaking primordial. A version of primordial, which is a language of the primal realms, spoken by more commonly from what you would have heard is people of the Genasi race, which are fairly rare but still seen throughout the Sword Coast in its many cities. Yes. What is it that we have found?
Do you speak primordial?
Do I? Let me just take a quick peek at his capabilities.
This boy's old and crusty. You better know primordial.
Do you want him to?
Do I want him to? I mean, it makes sense, but I don't want to overstep any sort of...
He can learn he has any four languages that I have not defined.
Oh, really? I mean, throw it on there. Sure. Considering his background of what we've been working with.
Yeah, actually makes a lot of sense with him.
It makes more sense than I think.
Okay.
Anyone
We'll
else.
go. I do happen to speak the language. What is it that you need of me? Is there some writing?
I I'm holding the bottle now, right?
Yeah.
Kind of hold it out.
You can hold it out, and the person's like inside, like trying to like hold it, and they're in the middle as you sort of pick up the bottle or whatever, of like gesturing with sand, like picking it up and pouring it out, picking it up and pouring it out, trying to communicate frustratingly, and he just goes, "Oh, well then," and immediately the little woman begins to yell out, and he puts an ear up to it. I'm sure that she can hear me back, and he speaks in Primordial, and you hear that same wispy language, almost like a wind. And there's a conversation for at least 1, 2, 3 minutes. Alexandria, Brolin, what are you guys doing during this?
I don't know what's going on. Everyone's blocking the door.
You see Victor speaking into this bottle, and you can see a tiny little woman inside. The sand buried at the top, the sort of open bit at the like the little cork part at the very top of it as well. And he's just speaking.
I'm not sure if anybody has done it yet. I think Alexandria or Valphine have, but I guess I roll maybe a history check?
For what? What you trying to do?
Or what the hell is that? What the hell is that thing?
Go for it. Make a history check. 12.
Appears to be a person in a bottle.
It seems to be a person in a bottle, Brolin, but you've heard tales just with the way that they're dressed. They have a garb befitting that of people of Chult, but it's a little more Omnuan than it is Chultan, and even more. Some people would say it is what's that other place called in between? Crap, what's its name? It starts with a C. Calamshan, like Calamshan in the way it looks. And Brolin, you've from Port Nine's you've seen those people come through and their different garb.
That would be really useful right now.
Definitely Calamshite in the garb. And your first thought is genie in a bottle.
Is that a genie?
Yeah. As you say that, Victor kind of looks up and says, I believe it is. She is demanding to be freed. Apparently she was imprisoned here by a Sararek.
Well then, why don't we let her out? We apparently are good at freeing people, so...
Well, nothing's as simple as this place. Who's to say this isn't a trap?
Can I make an insight check? Just a general insight of the situation, or
as Brolin says that's trap, he goes to hand it over to Brolin. Well, maybe you should hold this.
No. Oh no.
Valphine?
Oh,
I'll hold it.
She takes it back, like.
He just sort of says she's. It was an elegant rudeness, but she definitely seems frustrated. Apparently, their name is Kelshama al-Wazir. Some form of nobility to that name, I guess.
Well, why don't we let her out? Seems innocent enough.
Having recovered from being muted by a heinous spell,
Discord. It's called Discord.
I may have forgotten how to speak. But I have recovered from that now. And I would like to
we
say
couldn't hear you over the skull. Yeah.
It is unlike... Yeah, no, he was... We'll just say she was bickering with him for a little bit. But she will recover from that stupor when she hears Brolin say something absolutely ridiculous to correct him on the spot and immediately, because it can't be a trap, because it is an object locked in a hidden chamber where it could not do any kind of damage at all. Do not look at the skull floating around my head. That does not count.
Probably makes some quip.
Well, Valphine would look at the bottle. What's a stopper on it?
It's a cork.
Stopper?
It's a cork.
She'll kind of look. She'll kind of look at the genie inside and point at the cork.
Yeah, she looks like frustrated that hasn't been freed yet. You can see her face is getting a little bit red, and you point at the cork, and you get sort of at this point knowing that language is only working on the one individual that has now disconnected themselves. Their frustration seems pointed at Victor because he's gone now. She's in the middle of talking. She looks at you. You point at the cork, and she says,
So the question is,
she would pull it.
You pull it. Boop. Yeah, you would, it would open, and, nothing would immediately happen, and you see her gestures immediately. She's like symboling this way.
Wifflespark stops you from pouring it out immediately with the, should we negotiate?
What's there to negotiate?
Genie.
Wouldn't we negotiate with the slod standing in the middle of a pentagram of salt? And you're going to leave a genie trapped in a bottle, accosted for something.
Genies are far more dangerous than slots.
Also, how dare you judge this creature differently because it happens to be tiny and cute, as
Valphine
opposed
tips it over as they're talking.
Okay. I would say with people who are nearby, which would just be Wifflespark, if you wanted to make a reactionary dexterity contest to stop it from tipping over, to grab her hand or something, and stop it from... You would have that opportunity unless you're just going to let her do what she's going to do and you don't want conflict. I'm just saying Wifflespark would be the only one who could.
Don't necessarily want conflict, but at the same time, I don't want to release a genie without some guarantee the genie isn't just going to vaporize us.
So do you try to put your finger in the like, boop? All right.
Yeah.
Both of you roll a, I would say in this situation, Valphine, you could roll like a sleight of hand or or just an athletics check, or acrobatics check, or something dexterity based, and Wifflespark something dexterity based as well to be quick. It's a dexterity contest. Both of you can choose your skill you want to use for that, and it's higher number wins.
It's not gonna be good for me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You move to cork the bottle, and it just swiftly curls around your hand, and you miss as the sand begins to pour out.
I just don't want to be killed by a genie in a side room.
You say as the chamber around you begins to fill with sand. As it pours out of the bottle, more comes forth than that little bit on the bottom. It's enough sand to sort of push you guys back in either direction to make room for whatever it is that's coming this way. I'm actually going to push you guys back in either direction as the sand forms, or just fills this entire chamber, and you see the form of this tiny woman take shape after a sort of tornado spin of beautiful sort of almost sparkling diamond-like sand dissipates around her. And let me give you guys an illustration of your new companion that you have within the hall with you. They look like this.
Okay.
nice.
What's the hammer for?
The hammer is floating directly behind her, just sort of framing the back of her, almost like a halo kind of thing. And as it takes form, you see sort of an elegant grace as all of her clothes, just from the magic of her being freed, sort of float up in the air, almost Ghibli style, and then back down. And her eyes are almost closed, and she looks like she's anticipating something, and then she lets out a deep breath that almost has a couple of voices behind it. She has an echo to her that you can hear as her eyes remain closed, and she says, something that you don't quite understand. And as she looks around, obviously it's still in that same sort of wispy voice, looks around, her fingers snap with a magical static, and you can see sort of the skin around her mouth alight with like what seems to be like almost like the skin itself is like lightening around it, like a magic effect of some sort. And she sort of turns to all of you and says, "You have made the right decision, my friends. I can't tell you how long I have been cooped up in that terrible place. Obviously, all of you understand what it is that I represent, and you knew the correct course of action for such a noble thing as I."
Valphine's mouth is agape, and she's just holding the bottle upside down. The last little grain of sand falls to the floor.
She grabs that grain of sand and just sort of rubs it in her hand a little bit, in her fingertips, and almost seems to be like washing her hands with it in a way, because all the rest of the sand seems to have dissipated, and you can see that her hands almost seem to like just sort of clean up. There's a magic to this individual that seems to pulsate with every action they take, and she says, "Do not worry, dear. I know it might be your first time laying eyes upon a creature so elegant as I. So, may I ask, whose servants are you? Who sent you to save me from my imprisonment?"
Well...
"Was it Aline? I did so fancy Aline. How is she?"
I don't know who that is.
"Or was it Drago? Drago is also someone I fancy."
Nope, not ringing a bell.
I am pleased to inform you that your imprisonment was ended earlier than otherwise, because we are free agents.
"Free agents, mortals, such as yourselves?"
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
"Well, that will just not do. Of course you are in need of a master or a mistress. Yes?"
Not really.
"You are lucky that you have found me this day. I am willing to offer you a position of servitude in my many legions of servants, for I am Keshma al-Wazir, Lady of the Frozen Lake. You heard of me, yes?"
Yes. Sure.
I think you may have to make a bluff for that one.
No, there's no bluff roll in this game.
I believe they call that deception.
No.
"My palace in the Frozen Dunes has many positions open if you are in need of employment. It is the least I can do for what you've done for me."
Oh, what's the health insurance like?
"Oh, excellent, my dear.
Is there dental?
Well, I can tell you you'll be well taken care of."
If you don't have dental and vision, I'll walk.
Says, "My dear, your every need will be cared for, as my servants must be in top performance to serve me well. That is, we could be, well, rid of this drab place and that horrible creature that created it. I could take you away to be with me. As I said, it's the least I can do. It's the only thing I can really offer you right now."
Well, we're looking to take care of the thing that made this place.
"Oh. Well,
Prior obligations and all that.
then you do serve some form of master, I imagine, to go upon such a dangerous quest."
No, unfortunately, it just seems to be the right thing to do, she says with a good amount of spite buried into that.
Ugh, what a bore.
Agreed.
Well, If you wish to go on in the, terribly drab way that you are now, servants without a master, how sad. I guess I can't really do anything about it. I'm really not in the mood to force anyone into servitude. Such a frustrating process. I have been gone for some time, and I have many things to deal with. Are we done here?
Well.
Maybe we should just let the genie go.
I don't really want
poison them.
What happened to have managed to imprison you? Was it this horrible Acererak creature?
I never caught its name, darling. It was an undead-looking thing. It wore a tacky crown, and I imagine it thought itself very noble, but there was not a shred of nobility upon the creature. It was utterly disgusting. It imprisoned me in the middle of one of my travels. I was on the way to, a vacation, as it were, and scooped me up, it did. Caught me off guard, or else I would have destroyed it, if given the chance. I'm very powerful.
Well, I'm sure you have scores of servants to return to and a kingdom to rule once more, but if you would be seeking vengeance for someone who has the gall to imprison a being as powerful as yourself, perhaps you could trust us to get that well-deserved vengeance for you, and maybe if you have anything within your vast array of power to grant agents of your vengeance, we would be happy to wield that upon your enemy.
Make a persuasion check, Alexandria.
Alexandria's good at those.
Yeah.
Disadvantage, unfortunately, because Yaka's probably...
Fuck you, Yaka. I'm using my inspiration.
Okay, you don't have one on you, so we'll just say that you used it. Perfect.
What?
It's a normal... Well, I took it... I should have given you one, but I don't have to take it from you. You can use inspiration. Okay. Yeah, you're good. You've got it.
Okay. No, I thought you said I didn't start the session with one. I was like, what
no, you totally did. You totally did. You're fine.
You didn't start it because you freed a salon.
Ooh, shit. 8. Okay. She looks and she says, well, you spoke before to say that you weren't interested in servitude, but if you wish to be the instrument of my vengeance, darling, I'm willing to make a deal.
If I'm good at anything, it's doling out vengeance.
So a temporary service, then? Or...
If that arrangement is agreeable to you.
I think it's something that is within my power to do. I like your style. I'm sad you're not willing to invest more in my prestigious future. But if this is what you are proposing, I can't say that the offer isn't interesting. I'll take you up on it. And she steps forward and says, so what can I do for you, then? What boon do you think that I could offer you to help you with this task to gain my vengeance? She sort of spills out, and her form kind of makes its way around you, Brolin. You almost feel a chill as it passes through you, her form almost breaking from sand into another as she approaches Alexandria. What do you need to complete this task for me?
It is far above my station to request anything specific. Your judgment would be the best. But I am a magician. I use spells and sorceries to bring wicked justice down upon those who stand before me. If you might have anything to aid in those efforts, I would be most humbled by that gift. Or, she motions over her shoulder, if you can make that go away.
Yeah.
So she points to Brolin.
Oh no.
I'm kidding. To Yaka. She points to Yaka.
Points to Yaka. Okay. Says, that is a troublesome little creature. Yaka says something insulting. I never. And he just continues and says, where did you get this horrible thing?
Funny enough, it was yet another imprisoned denizen of this tomb, but I am so very relieved to see that not all those imprisoned here are as... She looks over her shoulder. Stress-inducing.
It will be no more. She holds her hand out, and you see 3 sort of huge rocks form around it and slam into Yaka. You see like you hear like the metal like scrape against the stone, and she just smiles like she's, you know, like, I got this. And Yaka just pops up right next to you, says something terrible, and she says, my God, what a frustrating thing. And she looks pissed off and says,
Yeah, she'll shrug and say, unfortunately, short of a wish spell, or, what was it, 10,000 gemstones, she pinches the bridge of her nose. Nothing will satiate the curse that Asurrak has put on this thing.
10,000 gemstones, you say? That's something I can do for you.
I suppose if each gemstone was worth only 1 gold piece, it's a total of 10,000 worth of gold in gemstones.
Well, that is well within my power to bestow, and well worth the price to be rid of its terrible voice. It says something about her weight, and she's...
Her lower lip is visibly trembling as she tries not to cry in happiness at the way this is going.
If that is what you wish, and it will rid you of this horrible curse, I will give it to you.
Yeah, that would be great, thanks!
She snaps a finger, and you see a gorgeous velvet gem appear in her hand. Good to know the treasury is still intact. And she floats it over to you. Will that suffice? And Yaka's just licking his lips with like an imaginary, like a ethereal tongue.
Oh god, yeah. Just completely resisting the urge to destroy it, grab Yaka's face and like shove his forehead into mine, staring into his dead little eyes, and be like, I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me.
Seal him forever away.
I'll totally feed that to him.
Yeah, you immediately hand it out, and you see all his jaw almost unhinged to get around that gorgeous gem. His eyes, sort of like you see in those pits, the gem reflects within them, and he's just, and his mouth just goes all the way open, and he crunches onto the gem, and it cracks just a little bit, and the minute that happens, Yaka fades. And for the first time in over 24 hours, there's a silence in the room that there wasn't before. And this individual, Keshma, sort of just dusts some sand off her shoulder. Well, isn't that nice?
Brolin, just do me a favor and don't say anything for at least 3 more minutes. I want to enjoy the sounds.
Brolin gives you a thumbs up gesture.
She will look to Keshma and she says, tell me again the lands that you rule over.
The frozen dunes are vast and wide. I hold several palaces as my estates upon the lands that I own. My little sector of the plane of Earth is, well, it's quite beautiful. I'm excited to go back there. After I check up on things, of course. It is well, my servants live lives of lavish luxury at my side, so long as they, well, see to my every whim. You seem like a capable individual, so the offer still stands, but I really must be going. You will only have a few moments to decide, my dear.
She smiles. She says, well, after I've survived to deal out your vengeance, I will do my best to visit such a wonderful place and repay the debt that I clearly owe you after this.
Excellent. I was going to say, you do owe me one bout of vengeance that I do so wish to lavish in. So, yes, when you complete your task for me, do find yourself to the plane of elemental earth and the dunes of the frozen sands.
And, if I might be so bold as to say, do make room in your treasury for a pedestal upon which you may put a Serarak's head. I will be delivering it to you.
A Serarak. Well, an interesting name. It will make an excellent mount. Thank you, my dear. Well, as I've been saying, I must be off. Good luck to all of you on your quest, task, whatever it is. And she wisps her hand on either side, and you see her begin to dissipate into sand. And within moments, Keshma al-Wazir is gone.
Whew! That was fun.
Whoa.
I need to play more face characters.
Play a base character next.
Yeah, when this one dies, I'll roll a bard. We'll be
After the sand dissipates, I think Valphine's gonna throw the bottle at the wall hard enough to shatter it.
It breaks into pieces, and the glass goes just sort of flying in a few different directions, and it is well gone. Whatever maybe magical properties it might have had. Oh, let me just check something. It might not be breakable. I just said magical properties, and I'm like, huh. wait a minute.
It might bounce off the wall.
It might bounce off the wall.
If it's a magic item, it won't be that easy.
No, it's totally breakable.
Oh, nice.
Yep. You shatter it.
We seem to have gained a war. Kind of.
Yeah, sorry, missed the
better?
beginning there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm feeling much better.
We'll put you in. Let's get a war in here. Ka-tunk!
We had 2 near misses. That's what you missed.
I heard Keshma. Where'd she come from?
Bottle.
Where did she go?
Oh.
Was
Was it one of the bottles in the thing?
No, there's a bottle in this room I'm in on the side.
Okay.
Yeah, the Salad took the offer to leave and left. And when he did, he, as a gift to the party for his freedom, he pointed out a door that he had identified as frozen, or as a secret door. Who's snoring? Somebody's snoring.
No, nobody.
I thought I heard.
Dustin?
You
Thought I
lost
heard
Dustin?
something.
No, I'm awake. I'm having difficulty breathing.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh yeah, I'm gonna change the music. And that is, that's where we're picking up. We have found a genie who is able to get rid of Alexandria's curse.
Yay!
Nice.
The war is here now.
That's right, Chris Perkins. I'm rid of you. I'm rid of you and your skull.
So Alexandria freed the genie? Is that what it was?
I think it was Valphine.
Or Valphine did? Ah.
Yeah, I freed it.
She was about to take off, and I appealed to her royal disposition, I suppose.
And rolled an 18.
Nice.
That's really good.
Yeah, boy, hope I can follow through on this stuff. Or she'll hunt me down the astral plane. Where's my head? I'll take yours.
What if he doesn't have a head that we can keep?
Then his torso.
Something will do, I'm sure. His tacky crown.
Yeah, it's tacky crown. She'll recognize the crown, I'm sure.
Is that all that's in the room over there?
Well, I checked for a door over here because I'm sure this is
There is a door over there. It's got the sort of inside, the other side of the secret door where it's got sort of the divot that you can put your hand in and pull it to the side if you want.
Yep. I look to see if the zombies are back.
Yeah, you poke your head out, you peek. Make a stealth check for me, just quick stealth. 10. Yeah, you peek and you can hear the sound of this like sort of groggling, and you can smell that sort of undeath, and you do see one of the zombies in the chamber that you recognize in the tomb of Papazotl. And yeah, you see one of them sort of look up in your direction, the light from War's very bright axe shimmering across their eyes from what peeks into the room as you look within, and just sort of like in the direction of you, and you hear Papazotl's voice, and he just says, "I think I left a cup or something in my chariot. Go get it." You wouldn't mind.
Okay. No.
Yeah. My royal cup.
Should we go in there? We know what's in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
It's
No
already
point in
been
reactivating
cleared.
that tomb, though. We already have what's in there.
Well,
Better to go out to the mine tomb.
I just suppose it would be at least a little bit safer.
You want to close the door or leave it
Yeah, I
open?
may close the door.
Okay, yeah.
Mine tomb seems safer to go out through.
Yeah, you seal the door.
Tell Papa Saddle I'll get him a new cup.
It won't be the same.
It'll be made of tin.
Guess we should move on then.
So we've got a couple more. I guess I'm gonna head up through the wine tunnel.
Yeah. You guys exit the chamber,
We should
having no more to
reposition the
do.
lid on there so I can recover my tent. In case we need that again.
Yeah, easy enough task to do if you want to recover your tent. Should have left an item there.
Yeah. I think we forgot somebody.
No, everybody should be here.
You think?
I take a piece out of my journal. I have a journal, and write "Hold your breath" and put it on top of the sign in the thing before we close it.
Oh my gosh. Yep, absolutely. Inside? Oh my
Yes.
god. You just lay it down in there, hold your breath. I love it.
For whoever opens that tomb next.
How rude.
Like over top of the plate, so them picking it up becomes the trigger.
Oh no. Yeah, leave a piece of parchment behind.
Where are we headed?
Well, before we got sidetracked with the wine room, I do believe our next goal was to go after the monkey. Oh! No, never mind. The monkey.
Monkey or stuff that's down. I think we've gotten everything at this level. We've gotten it. Like everything down to this level, we've gotten except for the monkey.
And how are we wanting to go about that again?
I don't know how we're gonna do that.
We were going to try and break down the fan blade with our maces, I believe was the
But
first
I
idea.
can do that, potentially.
Yes, Warren, I do believe there's nothing in all of the Forgotten Realms that I do not trust you to be able to beat up. And I do mean that as a compliment.
Valphine's gonna stick behind Victor as we walk.
Yeah, he takes notice to you, and sort of a little bit of a nod smile in your direction.
Should we head upstairs then?
Well, it's just around this corner.
on the
I thought it's
one person,
Oh, okay.
I assume.
It's this one, right? No, it's
It's
up a
up.
floor.
Oh, it is up
Yep.
the floor. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
disoriented.
Yeah.
Floating bearded god in the sky, would you be so kind as to...
Absolutely. All gather here, please. Make my life easy. Beep. Haha.
Wifflespark, can I borrow that mace?
Yeah. Hand you one of the adamantine maces.
Yeah, minus an ad from your character sheets so that you have the right items.
I think
And
you
take
actually
the
had
mace.
one already. I think I gave you one already.
I may have given him back a while ago, but
Oh yeah,
there
the
it is.
plants up here. I forgot.
Yeah.
I have subtracted it from mine, so it is on yours.
You see your friends growing.
I
in
do
the
have
corners,
it.
Brolin.
Yeah, they're not my friends.
Why aren't they your friends?
Cause they're not nice.
Well,
What do you get for being a hippie?
okay. Well, I'm gonna give this a try. And War will place his foot on the wall,
Okay, you put a foot onto the wall.
and then his other foot on the wall.
Yes, you do so. And as you put that second foot you lift from the ground, the first does not give way, and you plant your feet steadily on the edge of the wall, and War is standing horizontal.
And I will walk out to here.
Okay, yeah, you
Without
walk
touching the
across
ground.
the illustrations of the sort of blowing wind and the birds in the air. You walk upon that very ground of that sort of engraving, and you walk up to the fan blades, which are still as stone.
I didn't realize turtles could do that.
Normally can't. And then he'll look for a good spot to see if he can like dismantle it rather than just like beat it to death. But
Yeah.
if there's nothing there, he'll start just hitting it.
Make like an investigator perception check, something intelligence or wisdom based.
Investigation. Roll.
Okay. Looking around, with the intent to use the thing that you have, the adamantine bar, nothing like jumps out at you outside of just like putting it there. If there was a way to secure it, maybe, but like nothing jumps out at you as being obvious.
Okay. So he'll just go with plan B and start trying to beat one of the fan blades and see if you can actually bend it.
With the adamantine?
Yeah.
So yeah, you begin pung, pung. You guys hear the sound of metal clanging on metal. Unfortunately, there's no like cutting to this. Make a performance check for me, War.
Performance.
Yeah, do it with disadvantage. I know this is charisma based, but do it with strength.
Wait, with strength?
Yeah.
So that would add 4 to that roll.
Okay, so 8. You think that this is going to be a process that's going to take a long, arduous time to try and just dismantle it and smash it with this thing. It's a hard metal with a hard metal. You're making headway, but you think it would take probably like a whole day's work to get one of these fan blades down, and probably a lot of prying. And it's not so much that it would take 8 hours. It would just take that much out of you to get one of these things off.
Can you jam it in any way?
He looked around and wasn't able to immediately see if you've got another way to come at it other than just looking for something. You're just looking around. Doesn't seem to be any obvious way to jam it.
Well, Spark, I don't think this is working. It is very strong.
Appears to be that way. I got nothing then.
So, Alexandria,
Hello.
what did you see on this other side? Or Valphine? I think both of you were over here, right?
It's a 10, or was it 15-foot drop? Or was it 20 feet? Down to the sarcophagus, a square pit. And then there's the rest of the room opposite the pit. Chests that we've already really solved the puzzle for, so I'm assuming that monkey went back to sleep.
Was it only him?
Don't hear anything. Yeah.
It was only the monkey.
20-foot deep pit, by the way.
Do we think we did the puzzle wrong?
I believe we did the puzzle correctly.
But there was still him.
I do think he is just an obstacle that will present itself regardless.
Take a look at our lists.
Because something I could try would be... I could drop some things and maybe carry someone across.
Yeah, it looks like there is we already found the warning for this one is one that was just obvious. It was the turn keys on the inside only.
Yep.
War, with your as you're sort of walking on this wall and getting a feeling for it, you definitely think you could carry any one of these people as an individual in your party across with a little bit of hefting, on your way there. Going through all of them, you could risk like really tiring yourself out, but you think you could do it.
I could potentially carry you all across. It might wear me out a bit, though.
Should we only have a group of us go across?
I mean, I can turn into a badger.
That would make him lighter.
Or a spider. You can literally walk on walls.
Like, you can do this.
Yeah, you can do what he's doing, Brolin, if you take that form. You've done it before.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Why did you guys never do that before? That's so interesting. All right.
I thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to
get beast shape either. That was one of the things.
Yeah, I think you might have been using him.
Alright.
Alright, yeah, you see him immediately take the form of this sort of disgusting spider squeezed into space.
No. That I did not see,
That's
but
fine. That's fine. Just drop you're good. Drop where this is content you guys have done before too, so I'm less worried about that. Just drop in like the middle if you can.
Okay.
In the pit.
In the pit.
Yeah, put that perfect. And then we can just put Brolin in the pit and right there, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, you can put those
two of us, we can get everybody across probably.
Yeah, without any repercussions, absolutely.
Well, sounds good to me.
Sounds good.
It takes some finagling, and there's a lot of like creepy spider like getting the legs in between the tight areas between the blades, but the blades are wide enough for at least one medium creature to get through. Wars is a little more awkward. Brolin is almost like he's got to like curl somebody up into his body and then like kind of crawl his way through like he would prey, so it's a little fucking creepy. But easily enough, everybody can be ferried to the other side without anybody suffering any form of exhaustion or other trouble. Are you taking Victor with you?
Nah.
Victor, stand guard.
I will stand guard. I don't want to be carried by a very scary spider.
Without any prompting, Brolin wraps up Valphine.
Okay, yeah. You go spider way.
God. What? Why?
It's uncomfortable for sure.
What do they call this? Immersion therapy?
Do
you feel immersed?
No.
He wasn't a snake.
Undo this. Ugh.
We're just gonna walk down the edge of the pit.
Okay, yeah. You do.
Alright, everybody. Ready your fire bolts.
I can't.
Well, we have to open the chest, right?
Yeah, you see.
We don't have to open the chest, just the sarcophagus.
Yeah, you see over the sarcophagus. It seems like a fully sealed.
We have to do the chest thing again, probably. The zombies came back.
And you can see
So,
it's fully sealed. It's got this sort of symbolism of monkeys. I'll come back to you in 1 second. It's got those buttons on the top as it is before, but it is not translucent as it was when you unleashed both of these. But go ahead, Valphine.
So am I sitting this one out? Is that what this is? Why, I don't understand.
Oh no, I was saying you probably have to do the chest thing again because you have the hand.
I'm wrapped up.
Yeah.
Oh no, you just got grabbed by 4 of the legs.
Do
That's
you,
how you got pulled over.
Brolin, do you let her go? Or is she wrapped up?
If she wants out, she can get out.
I just, yeah, ugh.
Ugh.
Go.
Yeah, you get out of that situation. And you're in a familiar chamber.
I don't remember the order. What's the order?
Last time you went
there
left
an
to
order?
right. Yeah, last time you went left to right, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
Looking at the sarcophagus, is there anything order-wise?
You can see on the sarcophagus itself, the lid is carved a stylized image of a Sioux monster form, which you presume to be Wongo. It's been melded into the rest of the sarcophagus itself. There is no lid; it's one solid piece. And yep, you can see that there are 3 impressed buttons on the front of it, and each of them has like a monkey face, like eyes, ears, mouth.
Well, I guess I'll start turning them left to right.
No, Valphine, you use your mage hand to mimic the same act that you did last time.
Right, yeah, pulling each one closed and then turning the key to set them off.
Just make an Arcana check for me in general. 21. Elegant. It's just very similar. Each one goes off without a hitch, and as each individual unlocks, you see as the sort of transparent, similar to how it happened last time. That last one unlocked, the form of this sort of solid stone sarcophagus fades away into a transparent glass frame, and you see Wongo's form, and he awakens that mad smile on his face.
And axe to the face.
Yeah, go ahead and make an attack roll.
I assume we all had prepared actions for when he pops out.
No, we didn't get a chance before Ward did his thing. But the
if
monkey
you-
is prone, right?
If
did
you would like
say-
to, Alexandria.
I did say I was prepping a firebolt.
A firebolt? You have a firebolt then. Perfect. So the axe comes down. Was anybody else prepping a spell? Or a thing, or an action?
Can
Guess
Brolin
drop a
web the
shot.
monkey?
Is there like a range on that?
Yes. Let me go
Sure.
and look.
He's 20 feet down in a pit. Wifflespark, was there something you wanted to prep?
I will prep just shooting him.
Okay, cool. Everybody's going to be able to take a sort of immediate action ready. Other than Valphine, you said Valphine, you're focusing on the chests?
Is the monkey prone?
Yes,
Wouldn't Ward get advantage on his melee?
he would.
Oh.
And I would get disadvantage on anything I do, unfortunately.
Crap.
If you wanted to prep something, you still could. This is something you guys knew was going to happen.
Nothing I have works on the undead, so I'm just going to fire an arrow off, yeah.
Okay. Anybody who's doing anything ranged is at disadvantage. Melee is advantage with the monster. So 14. Let me check, because we're currently, the sarcophagus is still, I believe it's still closed at the moment, but I'm pretty sure it's about to not be with
We had to
War's
break it
strength.
last time.
Yeah, you had to break it last time, but it's not like super strong, so I think War's probably going to crush it open. I just need to see if it hits. Oh, it has a wait, no, it doesn't. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, well, 100% hits. War, go ahead and do damage. You're doing the sarcophagus through to him. What's the total?
18.
18. It's a magical thing too. You shatter the sarcophagus, and it cuts right into the Sumaster. Oh shit! The fire sears at Wongo's flesh. He is vulnerable to it. So it'll be 10 fire damage, plus an extra 1 slashing, and then 2 from the dueling style. So a total of 13. Yeah, you just cut in, and you hear that horrible screech from Wongo. And let's see, what are the other... Valphine, you attacked with 11 with Whisper, so you fire down with a prepared shot. 11 is his armor class. You hit. Go ahead and deal damage. At sneak attack.
Yep, he's engaged.
Holy shit. Okay. It fires right through his throat. Oh my god. Alexandria, Alexandria, you had a firebolt, and then Brolin, and then Wifflespark.
Okay.
Let's do a firebolt. All right, that fires in, and it like catches a bit of the glass on the side, and it smokes out, and a few of the embers get on his flesh. But compared to like the fucking axe through his chest, and the burning axe through his chest, and the arrow in his throat, he's probably got other stuff to worry about. But it just barely misses him.
It was a warning shot
across the bow, exactly. And Brolin, you had like a web.
Yeah, Brolin's gonna hit.
It's at 20 feet of range at least.
Yeah, 30 feet.
Perfect.
Disadvantage.
If it's a ranged attack, yeah. Oh man, similar situation. It webs around the sarcophagus rather than him, because he's like in there. It's a tough shot. So yeah, what does that look? It's just like a spread of web around the edge.
Yeah, he spits some web.
Yeah, it immediately covers the sort of torso face of the sarcophagus portion, and spread all the way across it. And Wifflespark, you had something prepared as well?
Yep, I got an 18 on that. I rolled up above.
Okay, yeah. A hand crossbow, go for the damage.
9 damage.
9. All right, yeah, you fire, manage to break past that glass and pierce another bit of damage into Wongo. He's getting fucked up. Let's quick roll initiative.
Poor Wongo.
Yeah, he's getting. Oh no.
That 20 initiative.
Okay.
Oh
Brolin.
Oh god.
Oh no.
All right, Brolin, what do you do? Wongo looks messed up, but he's grasping. He's clutching for the mace, like he's gonna do something with it.
I'm gonna do another web.
Okay.
Disadvantage.
19 is gonna make it.
The target is restrained by webbing. As an action, the restrained target can make a DC 12 strength check, bursting out of the webbing on success. The webbing also can be attacked, destroyed AC 10 HP 5.
We see the frustrated and angry Wongo reach for his mace to do something probably terrible with it. You remember last time with Valphine and Alexandria, it has some sort of magical property that affected everyone around. Most of you are able to resist it. And as he goes for it, the web hits him and wraps almost completely around his body, and he's like mummied completely. And you can see his angry, beaded eyes inside of that webbing as he's completely restrained within. Anything else you want to do on your turn, Brolin?
No.
Valphine. It is a restrained target. It is prone, but because it's restrained, it evens out. It's a normal strike.
Okay, straight roll.
Go ahead and deal some damage for me.
Is it engaged with war, technically?
It is. How do you want to slay Wongo?
Feel a little bad.
I think she's gonna hold an arrow and kind of, while he's squirming, she's just gonna hold out the bow and try to shoot his head and wait for like that moment where his movement lines up where the arrow would fly true, and she just loose it straight at his brain.
Okay, yep. And the sort of mummified undead corpse of Wongo loses all undead life from it as those eyes sort of dissipate into dust in the sockets, and it is no longer animated.
Good job, team.
Go team!
We got him.
Poor Wongo.
Little
Let's sneak
anti-vax.
back earlier. I rolled a 6, a 5, a 4, and a 5. That's pretty good. I think that's the best one I've ever rolled. So
I didn't have a chance.
no. Well, that's that.
Skitter.
Yeah, I do believe that's that.
So should we mage hand the mace into something?
Do we have a bag of holding or something?
You do have a bag
Yeah.
of holding. And it's on Wifflespark's companion.
It's outside of the room because there's no reason to carry him in. But we can mage hand it through the tunnel.
Absolutely. If you don't want to touch this thing, you don't have to.
Okay, yeah, I'll mage hand it up.
It is a mace.
I mean, I could take it, but
Don't you already have one person in your head?
Yeah, all of you that already have a spirit in inside of your head, except for maybe. Let me just see really quick. I just need to know. Yeah, everyone except for Ubalaka. Ubalaka, you hear his voice inside of everyone else protests immediately. No, Wongo, no, just leave him be. Just leave it all here. That's what you hear inside your head from Moa, Brolin, and from Papa Zottle. A completely unloyal creature, chaos itself. Just leave it. And then from Nang just says, "No, he'll steal everything from us. No, Wongo, he'll take things bad." And not about that. But Ubalaka, you hear the sort of calm voice of the Zorbo spirit inside your head, Alexandria, just.
Wongo make others uncomfortable. Maybe they go if Wongo come.
That does sound like a deal. I mean, I don't have a use for a mace, so...
Not with me. Someone else.
I would never think to allow anybody else in my head.
Just me.
Just me.
So yeah, you guys can take the mace out of here if you want to leave this chamber, unless there's anything else you'd want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Get out the same way you came in.
Wait,
yep.
Why not?
I want to check all the walls for a hidden door.
Go ahead and make a investigation check,
I will
or
assist that investigation.
perception, either one. Sure, take it with advantage. He's helping you out. Yeah, you're
I
pretty.
not assist very well.
You're pretty sure there just is not any other way into this chamber. Whoever comes into like maintenance, because they did seem to reset everything, they must have a way to turn off the fan that you guys aren't aware of.
Maybe if you throw enough undead dwarves at it, it just...
It just stops.
Just clog up the gears.
Okay.
Well, I'm ready to get out of here.
Yeah.
I'll be sure to pick up Valphine this time.
Okay. Yeah. You be sure. Yeah. You make sure Valphine is.
Wordlessly, Valphine is scooped up again.
Thank you. No.
Yeah. War and Brolin. Go ahead and make a contest. Whatever role you think makes sense to get Valphine out of there before the other.
If you crit, does my arm pop out of its socket? Or
Valphine, if you want to resist both of them, you can go.
I rolled a 21 on my dex.
Just the dex. Did you
Sure,
do
I'll
a
resist.
saving throw, or did you do?
I just did a flat dex roll.
Flat dex works if you don't want to use an ability or a skill.
I'm still getting used to these suction feet or whatever they are.
Can I make like a saving throw?
Yeah, if you want to. I would say dexterity, strength. There's a couple that you could use if you have a good reason for which one to use.
I have. I thought I had advantage from somewhere.
Not
I
sure.
guess maybe not. Okay. All right. Nope. Fair enough.
Yeah, you. I'm guessing you're like trying to get to war before Brolin gets to you, kind of situation. He scoops you up before you can think of it, and the experience is a little less creepy because it happens so fast. Brolin really wanted to be the one to carry you here, and you just are, before you know it, on the other side, and almost like you didn't feel it. It's the elegance of a very swift and dexterous spider.
That is creepy as fuck.
Skip. Brolin will then turn back into Brolin.
See that spider form curl back up. Those many hands form into the two meaty claws of your friend Brolin.
Okay, what? I gotta make use of it. If I'm gonna transform, it's gotta be worth something.
Just.
It's still me. It's just me with 8 arms.
Can you ask next time, maybe?
I can't talk as a spider.
I don't think you understand how terrifying you, but with also 8 arms, is for the rest of us.
I agree with that.
There's a difference?
There is.
I got it.
There you go, guys. In chat.
Wow.
Next time we sleep, we'll have a new level. Oh, did we get anything for the last 2 encounter things?
Yeah, we did those. Oh!
Yeah, did we get anything for the slot?
Oh, yeah, you did. No, yeah, you did. Give me a moment. Don't plug that number just yet. Don't plug that number just yet. Undo 1140. Or leave it. I'll add in the rest.
I'll subtract it.
Let me get the situation with this. So yeah, you're very, very right. I almost forgot. Because that's worthwhile. Beep, boop, and that is going to be still this. Okay. Okay. All right.
Go on.
Nothing. Everything's fine. Holy fuck.
Don't look at the man behind the curtain.
That? I think I have. Okay. Yeah. No, that's fine. I'm perfectly fine with that. And then I'll only do part way for this. Fuck me. Let's do this and this and this. Sorry, I've got 3 different encounters I have to plug in. Okay. Okay. Cool.
Slod and the Keshma thing.
Yeah, I just have to figure out math.
And the 2 tombs.
Yeah.
Mine
Oh wow, that's a lot of XP.
It's going to be.
I just have to. I have to figure out exactly. Okay, so that'll be that, and then. Okay, so that, and then half of that
How much XP do I get for the bard?
I think this is the most you guys have ever gotten in one thing.
And what about? Was there anything for Yaka for getting him completed? Or... No, I'm saying we solved that right quick. I didn't know if that was considered an encounter or not.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a curse, I suppose. I don't know if it gives
true.
XP for him.
I don't know if Perkins
I
for
feel like
there for
with that it'd be
solving it.
like
No, we'll do that. We'll do that because that was a thing. Yeah. So I just have to do math really quick. A little bit more math than I expected. So and then okay. No, I-
Yaka doesn't have any XP, but that's
No.
fine too.
He does.
No, I mean, that's okay. I just wondered if there was any.
All right. Is there anything else that we can think of since the last time we've gotten XP?
We killed. Did we get XP from the dude in the shotgun barrel thing? Because we killed him.
Yeah, I
again?
think we did. We got half
Okay.
XP for that.
Already. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I
Yeah,
can't think of anything else.
You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
And there we go.
Whoa!
Holy shit!
Oh, hello.
Ding 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 ding.
Does that include the 1440 or the 1140?
That's everything.
That's everything.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit!
Oh, that's with.
This
with
is
the other
with
two.
the.
That's
This is
everything
with the
included,
11. This is with the 11.
I need to go to sleep.
Yeah, that didn't. So it's just this number. So if you put the 11 in before, take the 11 out, put this number in, or
Fuck.
add, or do the math and add that.
Amazing.
Oh, so we.
If
we
you
add the
added
11
if you added 1140 minus 1140 and add 4610.
Okay.
Whew.
Yikes! Wow.
That's good shit.
Yeah.
That is some good shit.
Oh my god, is everybody
I'm glad Jacob
I
was
haven't
here.
put it in yet, but yeah.
I don't think I've leveled up.
close though?
I probably will.
I have a level, but not two.
I think I was close before. Because what is the next level,
48.
right? 48? Yeah, I'm definitely hitting it.
Crazy. All right, yeah. There's still plenty of day left.
We want to try to unlock another tomb.
Well, we
Good.
spent no resources so far today.
Yeah,
Really?
It's true.
I will allow a level on a short rest though, if you guys really, if you want it. I'll totally let that happen. It's up to you if you want to take that right now or later.
Tempting, but I'm fine.
I'm down with the rules, the real rules.
The rules.
I think the
Are you
real
guys
rules
with
is almost instantly.
As appreciated as the
Yeah,
tourist.
real rules are almost instantly. The way we set it up was you have to go take a long rest. But if we want to keep it the way we had it, that's fine. Totally cool with that.
This is where we all have enough XP to level up, and then we go do one more tomb and party wipe.
No.
And then see that like the spells or whatever we would have had.
And then everyone spawns in at level
How
7
close are you,
because I was
Brolin?
the lowest level member of the
Yeah, how?
Oh, you're pretty close.
God.
You're,
How much?
You're only 3,000. You're almost 3,500 off.
Oh, so close.
It's really close. So yes, it's up to you guys what you like to do with the remainder of your 55 minutes in the tomb.
So we've done everything on the first floor that we know of now.
That you know of.
I think we've also done everything on the second floor that we know of.
Yeah, I think
is it finally time.
it's time to
down
go to
the third floor.
purple sludge floor.
Whoa.
Wait, what about the Yeah, I'm trying to think of the Brolin spotted a floor with sludge. I can't remember
Yeah, that's
where.
what they're talking about, I think. Right?
Oh, okay. Okay.
That third floor or fourth floor?
That's third floor.
Okay. Yeah, if we go down to the third floor, we know the entire western side because that's where the Boarhead and the Froghemoth shrine was.
Mm-hmm.
And then we know that to the north of the building, or the big main area we're in right now, is the bottom end of that pit that you go down the mouth into.
I think that was the rabbit.
The El Mirage guy.
Yeah, I think that's what we saw.
I don't know if there's anything south or east of that.
There was another tomb, I think, on this side on that one, because the stairs are on the bottom on that one.
Okay. Well, we could just go down the stairs around this to that floor.
Yeah, let's do that.
Hey, you guys want to descend to the 3rd floor?
Yeah.
Okay, I will grab and take you there.
We stack in, or are we?
Nah, you're good.
Okay.
Just note as we shuffle around again, Valphine follows behind Victor at the end of the line. So
Yeah, you can see that there's kind of an air of comfort with that. He seems. Don't look with your eyes. Okay, there we go. He seems. Sorry, I put you guys in the wrong place.
Oh, sorry,
He seems confident about it. He seems like he feels good.
Yeah.
He's kind of like he's got a little bit of a smile and a skip to his step. I'm putting you guys over in the place you would descend.
What's
So
so into that?
We know that west hallway is the chain, right?
So yeah, this is the chain.
Yep, you see
Yep.
the chain.
This is the one through the pit. This one is new. I don't trust
Okay,
this
so there
giant
is
wall
one
either.
South of us, too. Yeah.
yeah, because west is where we did that stupid forehead room shit, right?
Yeah,
And there's that
Oh,
chain across
yeah.
the hallway with the guardians or whatever.
Correct.
Yeah.
Alexandria should be able to see the boarhead from where she is.
Yes, you guys can. Oh no, you closed that door, didn't you?
Yeah, we closed it.
Close
That's
the door.
s-
But there is
sealed.
no more boarhead. It has been
We
eviscerated.
burned all of that.
Yeah.
Although we did sleep, so it could have been replaced.
You're not sure you left those doors closed when you left, so could be.
Well, we'll know if the curtains are reset.
So I think we should look at these other two tunnels, the other tunnel, and then I really don't trust here.
Yeah, if we're kind of trying to explore new stuff, I would say we probably should go south. Because if this has an alternate entrance and that was the safe way in, that means this is not a safe way in.
I am going to poke at this entire wall, or sorry, this entire wall.
Okay, you want to go over there and like investigate it?
Yeah.
Yeah, as you walk by any of these sort of purple sludge bits illustrated on the map, you get that similar situation that you've experienced before. The eyes sort of creasing open and looking at you and just growing in number the longer you linger. Some of them even forming stalks that look out at you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
and
gonna poke at the wall as I go down here.
yeah,
If other people are going past me.
investigation perception if you're looking for anything out of the ordinary, or just use your passives and let me know those numbers.
My passive's 19.
Okay, not gonna
23.
reveal anything. 23. Not gonna reveal anything. Well, are you doing that wall with him, Valphine?
I mean, just paying
Just in
attention
general.
as we go. Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing grabbing your eye of immediate danger around you, Valphine, and Wifflespark, with your intent on looking for something on the wall. Your passive doesn't, you don't pick anything up. It seems fairly mundane, solid stone the whole way. The only thing odd about it being this purple gunk and these eyes that begin to form the longer you linger in any space, and they just look at you with some of them different kind of emotions to them. Some of them wide-eyed curiosity, others frustration and anger, others look as though they might even be like crying or tears coming out the edge, whimpering, sadness, and the different sort of emotions from these eyes.
Oh, I know what this is. Chris Perkins. Somebody was watching The Little Mermaid.
This is
Is
sort of Little
the-
Mermaid.
These are the congealed, like,
Yeah, the little eyes.
essences of all the adventurers who have been through here.
Are these all?
Oh, that's
is it all
interesting.
on the floor, or is it up the walls? too?
Floors, some of them on the walls. So it's kind of
Okay.
all over the place. Oh yeah, there's a different, totally a
'Cause I
different music for this.
I was definitely gonna try to walk on the walls just to avoid stepping on it. I guess I can go to the ceiling as well, but
Yeah, no, the ceiling in this big chamber is all the way up 2 floors, but you can definitely walk the walls if you
Well,
want.
if
Try to
there's-
avoid it.
yeah, I was
Well,
just
he's
thinking
saying
like
walking on the balcony above us.
Oh, the balcony.
bottom
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
balcony
You
above us,
could
yeah.
get up to the balcony above you. if you
Yeah.
want to be up that high, or 25 feet up.
Oh, is it 25 feet?
Yeah, each level.
Oof. Well, he'll do whatever he has to, going up walls and stuff, just to stay off of the purple stuff.
Yeah, you can avoid it easily enough. It is not there's not so much so that you are unable to avoid it in your path.
So, I don't think I was around for this. Is this the Nang Nang power?
Well, you were around for the first time me using it.
which was just a
But-
few minutes ago.
Yeah. But like, this is the first time we've seen him as a character.
As a character, do
right?
Yeah,
this.
Wifflespark
So-
assumes that's something that all turtles can do. He doesn't know very many turtles.
Are anybody
Yeah.
else unsettled by war just suddenly being able to stick to walls?
It is a very unique ability, one I did not know that you had, though I've been only with you a short time. I assumed it was something you all already knew, Victor.
Is this just a weird turtle thing?
This has nothing to do with me being a Tortle.
So,
What is it?
Nang Nang.
Oh.
wow. That's pretty cool.
Now you hear Nang Nang. They're all jealous of us. Only we can walk on walls.
Yeah. So we go in. You guys were searching that right wall?
Yeah, seems safe.
It seemed like the
Nothing-
wall that
I'd like to get over
could
to
most likely have something.
here. Okay.
Yeah, though it's very suspicious in its blankness, Wifflespark, outside of the mold clinging to it that is obviously odd to this whole level. The wall seems it is innocent.
He is pushing against it every once in a while too, as a
He doesn't believe it. He's all solid stone.
because that seems to be how the doors open. So
Yeah, pushing in different areas isn't going to get you anywhere,
Okay.
unfortunately.
I didn't think it was. I was just he's being suspicious.
Should we go down here?
Yeah, I was heading down towards this hallway.
Yeah, Victor follows.
So what is down this hallway?
Move here and take a peek.
Head
Yeah.
check for traps.
Go ahead and check for traps. Make a wisdom or perception check if you wish. Look your way around for anything suspicious. Seems okay. Outside of that mold, nothing else sort of throws you off.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
continue down this tunnel.
The stairs do seem to descend to a final level as far as this sort of shaft goes. Yeah, you make your way down the tunnel and you see Wifflespark that it juts off either way, left and right.
Okay, I like glance out both directions, but don't leave this square.
Yeah, go ahead and put yourself in this square visually, though. You just
Yeah.
look down. Yeah, you see that the way to your right immediately ends, but does seem to have a very small corridor on its northern wall face. And the way down to the to your right leads to a chamber that does end, like your vision ends, but it also protrudes towards the north, and you see what looks like a very low pool of still water. Make a perception check, too, for me.
Not a fan of that.
Nice. Yeah, you see a statue right at the end. And it looks to be a statue of like a creature, like a bird of some kind, and they're holding a hand axe. It looks like a male humanoid with a bird head, and they're holding a hand axe.
Okay. I ask my liege, I say that sarcastically, if that's a cousin of his.
Yeah, you hear him, and it always sounds like he's turning around from a conversation, either with himself or something of the kind, and he always just, huh? What? Oh, what is that? Oh, you can see very far. Good for you. Oh, what a crude, terrible thing. Look at it. Only its head is beautiful. The rest of it is ugly. Destroy it.
Alright. Well, I'd say it looks fairly clear down here, and describe things, then I step around the corner.
Okay.
And I'm gonna step in here. Is this the same size as the skull tunnel?
Yeah, about the same. It sort of tapers off. It's fairly small. But you think any of your compatriots could make their way through with a squeeze. It is a small service tunnel.
I'm gonna check out the service tunnel.
Good.
Why not?
We'll stay here for a sec.
Okay, you make your way up the service tunnel, Wifflespark, and you see ahead of you the face of a snarling Minotaur is etched into a sheet of iron that bisects the crawlway. Its eyes have been cut out, letting you see through the sheet, beyond which the tunnel continues onward.
So, Scooby-Doo peephole?
See anything through that?
Yeah, you kind of have to really lift up to see Wifflespark, get on top of your iron dog-like companion and see to the other side, and the passage just continues on before it turns back to the south.
Remember the clues in here.
Yeah.
There's walk through the water with weapon in hand. Slake your shadow at the font. The vulture is the first step, so that might be that statue you're talking about. Write the gods, the walls of history tell all.
Okay. Does this look like it's on a track or anything?
From what you can see, it's either side is concealed. It's sort of built into the wall in a similar way to how it's illustrated here, and you're only able to see this one part. So the metal protrudes into the stone. It could be on a track, but it's not visible.
I poke at it a little bit to see if it's on a track.
Ping, ping. Yeah, make a investigation, perception. Not sure. You don't see enough. Just seems metal.
Okay.
Just like a cursory little bit of trying to lift. It's pretty heavy. Not able to get it to budge or anything. It doesn't seem solid to the ground, though. That's some information.
Then I am coming back out, and I let people know that there is a weird Minotaur face blocking the tunnel. You can see through its eyes, though, and the tunnel continues beyond it. I can't seem to move it, though. I'm assuming this is the weapons in hand thing.
Yeah. Where was the statue that you're talking about?
Right at the end of the hall.
In the pool, was there a descent into it, right? Or still water?
The pool, it didn't seem to be. It seemed to be just still water.
So just
sitting on the surface of the stone, yeah. Almost like reflecting.
Okay.
Like it's wet, like a puddle. But it's covering the end of the hall. Could have depth.
Nothing is keeping the water in there? It's like a...
because you can see pretty
On
far.
the map, it looks like there's nothing there keeping the water from just spilling into the hallway.
Make a perception check.
Okay. Hey, guess what?
Or investigation. What up?
You can do it at not disadvantage.
Yeah, you fucking took my thunder, Professor.
Well, someone has to insult you constantly now that you've lost your other thing.
Beating me to the punch isn't an insult. It's just a mood killer.
Yeah.
You can see that the water does seem like it's fairly thin, and it's fairly still, but you can tell there's a little bit of like a lapping to it, and it is leaking out a little bit into this hallway, but it seems like it probably is sort of thinnest at this point. It doesn't have enough momentum or current to push up into the hall any further, and it's probably, from what you can see, very thin to the stone. It's sort of running out of momentum and girth of water to go any further.
And is it like crystal clear? Can we see the floor? Or
it's like a
is it-
reflection. It's a little bit dark. You're seeing in black and white, except for War has his light. It's still fairly dark, I think, and you imagine that's probably a reflection of the stone beneath. The water is probably fairly thin, not enough to even cover the lip of a boot.
All right, my questions are answered.
Perfect.
Good.
Okay.
I don't
So
like
do we
it.
want to investigate the Iron Minotaur, or venture into water with our weapons drawn?
Pretty confident that's like a blue ooze or something.
Yeah. I want to take a look at the Minotaur thing real quick.
Yeah. You look your way down and you see that similar sort of metal, almost door, right in your way that juts into the stone of either side of the wall.
And can I actually see that it curves down?
Yeah, you can step up closer and see through the eyes, just sort of peer at a safe distance away and see that it does continue further. Especially with your light.
Judging by our my little map that I've been keeping, that probably runs into the death tube.
The Minotaur?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. You know, I do think that is correct. It does feel close-ish. That or it's the next floor down.
Yeah, one of those. But it is heading somewhat in that direction. And we did kill that thing, right?
We did today.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that leads to where, because that guy is about here somewhere. One sec. I can get a better estimate if I walk out here. He is about here.
I'm really not sure what to do about the Minotaur. Really my only hunches exist for the water room. So...
Valphine or Brolin, any thoughts? My wallflowers. I love both of you.
Yeah, Valphine will probably be startled as Brolin taps her on her back. Hey.
Careful.
What? It's me.
Yeah, that's not. Just please be careful when touching my back. Thank you.
Oh. All right. What's going on out there? I can't see. I'm not like you tallies.
Well, there are 2 rooms over there. It sounds like they're working on figuring out what's going on. All we have is the riddle.
What's the riddle?
Have you looked at the plaque? You know what the plaque says.
Am I staring right at the plaque?
No, it's across the room.
I can't see it.
So, technically, you can
From
see
yesterday.
it, but you can't read it.
Oh boy.
No, why are you... Oh, okay, I could have just told you, but you're gonna walk across the room, that's fine. No, keep walking. You were doing your thing. Yeah.
Yeah, you make your way up to the plaque, and the words take the form of letters that you can understand. The dwarvish script makes its way into your vision, and you see, as it does, they fade to reveal the face of Papa Acererak, your dada. And as he looks back at you, Brolin... Oh, what's up?
Oh, I was just saying I knew it.
You hear the voice...
Walk through water with weapon in hand. Slake your shadow at the font. The vulture is the first step. Right the gods. The walls of history tell all.
Yeah.
And it fades to reveal the words once more.
You know, all things considering, it is awfully fair of him to make it so that anybody can read those.
Well, he wants to give people a sporting chance.
A
It's true.
just mastermind, yes.
If I were to design a death trap for mice to run through, I do think I would want it to at least be fair.
I think just is
Why?
stretch.
The entire goal is to kill things here. This is
Yeah,
not...
but it's more about, well, I'm sure until he got bored, but I imagined it was much about fairness as it was entertainment.
And we are not dead.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
I'm gonna edge my way towards the water.
Okay,
Actually
yeah.
go into the water.
Yeah, you edge your way towards the water. Wifflespark, you see more statues the further you get down. You see a lizard, a female lizard woman of some kind of reptile race, and they're holding a mace in hand. You would also notice that getting closer, you see that the stork with the hand axe has a very small passage, almost sort of perfectly shaped for you, but similar to the ones you've seen before, that your friends could manage to crawl through on their hands and knees. But it's going right through the stork's legs. And
I
into
pull
the
up my
wall.
shovel. How well attached to the ground is the purple slime?
The purple slime. You want to like poke and shove at it?
Yeah.
All right. You disturb the purple slime. Let me check something really quick so I know more details about what it is.
I'm doing this while everyone else was far away from me, by the way.
Okay. Yep.
Mostly I want to toss some purple slime into the water, but I'm like poking at it with a shovel.
Yeah, it's fairly well attached, but you can scrape some. It's like scraping a scallop off of the like a rock near the tide.
I toss
Sure.
some purple slime into the water.
Yeah, you get a few eyes in there. You toss it into the water, and it plops and rests right on its surface. Doesn't sink even an inch, and the eyes just look back at you, reflected in the light of War's torch.
So it was a stork with a hand axe. It was... What was that mace?
The mace is a lizard female.
Lizard.
Female lizard with a mace. Yeah, you advance further, Wifflespark. Some of the water getting closer to your feet, and you see a host of statues all lining the walls. The first one is here, the stork with the hand axe. You see a lizard.
Anyone have a hand axe?
This is the stork has a hand axe.
Oh no, I was wondering if any of us have a hand axe.
Not sure, but you do see a host of statues here. You see a panther. Beyond the lizard female with a mace, you see a male panther with a blowgun. You see a female hawk. All of the it's the bodies are humanoid. The heads are that of the creature, but a female hawk, unarmed, no weapon. A male goat with a sickle, and a male goat with a sickle, and a female frog with a trident. So from bottom up, we have male stork, hand axe, lizard female, mace, panther male, blowgun, hawk female, unarmed, goat male, sickle, frog female, trident.
We do not have most of those weapons.
Right the gods. Right the gods. What would that apply to here?
There's
I
also
don't know. I
not
think
a
this is
vulture.
the walk through water with weapon in hand.
You also hear a
There's-
waterfall.
There's one missing a weapon, right?
Yeah. And does the cave go through the stork legs?
Yeah, it goes through the stork legs, a small passage similar to that one to that Minotaur door.
Do we each need to take a weapon? Walk through water with weapon in hand.
There is weapon in hand for each one of these except one.
I draw my mace out.
Okay, you draw your mace.
Hmm.
Now I have a weapon in my hand.
It could just be a further hint as to arm ourselves, or it could be a warning that we will be attacked upon entering the room. I don't think we are expected to have these exact armaments. I feel like that's a little much even for Mad Lich to expect.
Also says the vulture is the first step.
Wifflespark, there is another statue right to your right.
What does that one have?
And it's a stork with a hand axe. Male.
Okay.
Faces its opposite, its mirror as it would be.
Step into the water.
Step into the water, and I will describe this chamber to you. Still puddles of water cover the floor of this 15-foot wide hallway. The walls are slick with moisture and set with murals showing animal-headed humanoids in armor. They're murals, not statues. Same thing. Most of which appear to be brandishing real weapons hanging on the walls. A 3-foot-high crawlway in the east wall is flush with the floor, between the legs of the stork. At the far end of the hall, a rippling, transparent curtain of water fills a stone archway. Beyond the curtain, you can see another hallway that looks similar to the one in which you stand.
So maybe we all have to choose a weapon?
I do suppose that would make sense. They're hanging.
Does the one without a weapon have a weapon on the other side?
No.
Okay.
You see the statues on either side mimic each other.
Are there spots for a weapon to hang on those ones?
Yeah, there's hands outstretched on either side.
Okay.
I'm guessing we have
I'm
to walk
gonna
through the
have to check
waterfall.
the crawlway.
I'm guessing we have to walk through the waterfall with a weapon, otherwise something happens.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense. I'm willing to give it a try.
Right.
I'm gonna check my crawlway as the resident gnome.
Absolutely. Yep, you begin to make your way down. Wifflespark disappears into the wall. You see that it descends down Wifflespark, and it opens up into a small chamber with the path continuing on further. Let me give you the description of this area for you. Yep. You see a tiny little room lodged between two hallways. There is undisturbed dust here, but little more than a few small, it's just a few small cobwebs really gathered in either side, and other than that, it's completely empty.
I check for traps.
Go for it. What's everyone else doing while your friend crawls into the wall?
Really just waiting for the attempt to move through this room, or...
I was checking down this hallway to see if there's extra weapons.
Yeah, I'm really just waiting for the thing to close and us to hear Wifflespark's last whimpers before he dies.
We're all attentive to Wifflespark then?
Yeah, kind of looking, but also looking at the hand axe on the wall.
Valphine?
Before Victor moves up, as everyone kind of files into the other room, she would tap him on the shoulder.
Yes.
Is there a way we can talk later?
He looks you sort of up and down. Of course, Valphine. And you hear his voice echo in your head. Whatever you have to say, you can say to my face.
You can reply to this message.
You can reply to this message.
I'm
And we can
I'm
talk
gonna
right
send it
now
to
if
you.
you like.
gonna send it to you, Ed.
All right, go for it.
Thank you. All right,
All right,
continue.
that just needed to be said.
Yeah, you can reply to this message. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he totally says that. Wifflespark, there is nothing. This is a chamber that you think, in fact, with a critical hit like this, that's been forgotten. Not only by the caretakers of the tomb, but you're not so sure that it ever even was originally part of a Serax design. This seems like something extra that perhaps the Omnuans who created this chamber might have made for themselves.
To hide?
Perhaps.
Okay, then I continue through this room
Okay.
and look around the corner.
You see quite the sight, Professor Wifflespark, as you turn into a very vast chamber. 2 balconies face each other over a vast pit. Between the balconies hover 5 wooden platforms, each one a disc 10 feet across. A single torch burns above each balcony, giving you sight to the other side, or else it would go beyond your vision. On the east balcony, which you are currently on, stands a rough-hewn, 15-foot-tall statue of a hulking fiend with furled wings and clenched fists. Set into the wall of the west balcony, very far from you, is a rusted lever in the up position and a set of stairs leading to what seems to be a wall.
Okay. I'm gonna step one more forward, and then I'm gonna go back.
Okay. Yep. There was a little bit of purple mold out on that thing, and those eyes went to look at you just before you made your way back. Where are you sending this to me, Valphine?
I'm writing it in Discord.
Okay,
You'll get
perfect.
it in a minute.
Perfect.
Um,
Unexpectedly, you don't hear a snap, a wail, nothing of the kind. In fact, Wifflespark returns a little dustier than he was when he went in. Looking
On
okay.
a safe room and a enormous room. Like,
What do you mean?
like this long of a room.
Left and right, or up
Yeah.
and down?
It's like that long left and right, and like it's
Whoa.
big.
Big oof.
Okay.
And it has wooden platforms and a fiend statue and some of that purple slime. And a lever, 2 balconies. There's a lot going on in that room.
Yeah, that's not concerning. So,
Oh,
should we go?
I go
that
back into.
way?
I'm gonna head back down that tunnel,
Sure.
and I have to look. Is there anything on the walls?
In that chamber?
Yeah.
Solid stone, no details. You would notice that it's a 60-foot pit straight down, and it's about 60 feet up to the ceiling. This is a massive chamber. It's the biggest one you've seen so far, outside of maybe the center chamber that's rivaling it, or the center stairway.
Also, I feel like this room might be TARDISing us.
TARDISing?
Yeah, because if it's 60 feet up, that goes through the Papazotto room.
It's not 60 feet up. I like
Okay.
60 feet down, and it should be. Ceilings are normal, so it should be 12 feet above.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we come with you?
Oh, you can come look.
Yeah, all of you are able to crawl through if you want to view the passage beyond.
So a small crawl space.
And there's a little safe room.
Panic room, and dear lord,
It's huge.
And we're
Even
on
with
the,
War's light, I can't see the entire room.
so
I can see the other side.
I can see the other
There's-
side,
there's
but
a
there are
light.
dark spots in this
Yeah,
room.
there's a torch on the other side. You guys step around this sort of stone statue.
and this statue is the one of the big demon.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the other statue again?
There is no statue on the other side, just a lever.
Oh, I thought it was. Oh, I thought there were twin statues. My bad.
And what are the circles?
Platforms that are 10 feet, wooden platforms that are 10 feet across at our
Yep.
height, I think.
They're at your height.
So this is the player speaking, because obviously Valoria doesn't know this, but do we know if this room is part of the design, or was it just a little square one back that other way? You think they just made a little break room, and this is still yet more? Do you think the
This
words?
looks like a Serac, not random builders.
Yeah, that really raises some questions about that fucking room.
I don't
Bro,
even see any.
Go ahead. Finish your thing.
Oh, I don't see any of the warnings that could possibly hold on this.
Brolin, you find yourself. I'm so sorry. I interrupt. I just need to note this. Brolin, you find yourself in an interesting situation. 3 of your friends have gone into a crawlway in this watered hallway, and the room is rather silent, as 2 of your friends behind you, Victor and Valphine, seem to just be sort of sitting back there. You don't hear any sort of back and forth between them, but they are facing each other. Okay, Brolin fell asleep. Go ahead. Who's next?
No, I'm sorry. I had someone come up my door. All right.
Are you reacting to being alone except for 2 people who are staring longingly into each other's eyes?
Are you done
You're not-
looking at each other longingly?
Victor turns and he says, Brolin, could you do me a favor?
What?
Can you give me a moment, please, with your friend?
I side eye Victor, and I look at Valphine, like kind of. Are you sure you want this?
Oh, to Valphine.
Yeah.
She gives you like the eyebrows, like just
All right.
keep walking. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I had to go. My landlord was at the door.
You're fine. Yeah,
Which
what's
way did
Brolin
they
doing?
go?
They went through this crawlway.
Oh God. Hey,
Can
don't wander far.
I want to look over the.
Just make sure no
Statue
one dies. You want
That
to look
was
over
the last we saw of Valphine.
Yeah, you want to look over the statue war? Make an investigation or perception check. Alexandria, what were you about to say?
I was going to ask if I could do something.
Yeah, what'd you like to do?
I am going to. I guess this safe room is probably safe, so I'm gonna just chill here. I would like to tell everybody I'm going to do this. I'm going to see if this room exists in the Upside Down.
Okay.
So I'm gonna chill here, and I'm gonna go into Fiera, and I'm gonna fly her here.
Okay. You can do that. It's not here.
Really? Okay.
Everything else is exactly the same.
Ooh. Dun dun dun.
All right.
So this room isn't here, or just that crawl space?
This crawl space isn't there. Make an intelligence check for me, Alexandria. Take advantage on it.
All right.
Just an intelligence-based skill if you want to use one.
Yeah. I'm gonna do religion.
You go for it. Yeah, go for it.
All right. Advantage, you said.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, religion. You think with the sort of methodical way that Serac goes about building these things, there is an almost cult-like precision to everything that is done. There's always a purpose to everything everywhere, and it's mildly infuriating when within one of his vicious traps, such as the tomb. But this brings a smile to maybe your heart, maybe your face. It's up to you whether this brings you joy. This is a flaw. This is a place that you don't even think a Sararak knew was here. Whoever made it, whoever crawled it out, whether it be the Omnuans who built this place, or who knows, probably most likely the case that this is a sanctuary of some form, place where his eyes don't go. You know, just by the way that second tomb is crafted, there's no nut. He didn't know.
All right. That's really cool.
Oh, wow. That's
So this is where we should be sleeping.
This is where we should be sleeping. If only we could get everybody here.
Oh yeah, those two wanted a moment. They're down the hall.
So, I guess I will share that with War and Wifflespark.
It'd be hard not to share it with Brolin either if he's standing right there.
Oh, he's there now. I see.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. Could I? Out of curiosity, I don't see my bird anywhere. Can I throw her down?
Yeah, throw her down wherever you want on here. She is your familiar that you can pop into existence.
Oh, are these platforms just floating, by the way?
They
Or are they columns?
I think they might be floating by the description.
It's a disc, right?
Let me see here. They're floating. Yep.
Okay.
Fun.
I know.
Can I borrow the 10-foot pole? Or War use the 10-foot pole?
On what?
Poke one of them? I want to see if they're stable.
Go out and like tap on it
Yeah.
with the pole,
Yeah.
just to see if like it goes down.
Yeah.
What are you tapping on?
The disc, the first disc.
The first disc?
Putting the 10-foot pole out and just kind of tapping on it.
It seems to sort of wobble a little bit, but it stays in place. Yeah, it
Want
just
to
sort
make
of
sure
bobs.
in case we ever need to be on the discs.
Is there anything anybody can make of this statue?
I can investigate it closely.
I got a 7 on my
Eyes.
perception, FYI. But
Oh,
I'm
you did.
thinking
That's
of,
right.
like- yeah. I'm thinking of
only what I've described.
like
I am
what-
going to closely investigate
it-
it, as in I'm going to get within a foot of it, pull down my goggles, and investigate it for advantage.
Go for it. Fiera is flying across the room as well.
Yeah,
Damn.
I want to have her do a flyby. I was gonna have her land on one of the discs, but I think there's a floor. Yes,
60 feet down.
I'll have her land on the floor.
Yep. She lands on the floor. Sort of. It's got a layer of dust. Probably nothing's really been down here, but it's immaculately empty. Effectively, if anything other than that, it's just a solid stone chamber going quite long. It looks like honestly, just like a great road.
Is this little hole here? Is that 60 feet up?
60
or-
feet up.
Okay, can I
Yeah.
have her fly into it?
Absolutely.
Is there a hole in the wall here? Is that what it is?
Yeah, there is.
She's in with precision into the hall, and you see it empties out, spills out into another chamber. She might have an easier time rather than flying in the corners to sort of land. There is some purple gunk on either side. Those eyes open up in her presence, but she can avoid it. She wants to walk around it.
So, I'll leave this up to the party because I am morbidly curious. Should we have her throw the switch?
Well,
I I was thinking
feel
that
like-
later.
Oh, with the crawl space that you told us, was there just the little 4x4 room was different, or was the crawl space not there?
There was no hole in the wall.
Oh, there's no hole below the Iblis or the.
There was
stalk.
no hole beneath the stork, and there was no hole back here.
So this entire thing is unintended by a Serax design.
We might be on the other side of a trap. This might be the side you're supposed to try to get through on the moving platforms that you create by flipping the switch.
Well, I suppose I could send Fiora up those stairs and we could see if it leads into somewhere easily accessible. That would be the answer.
He said it goes into a wall.
The stairs do go up into a wall.
This here.
Yep.
Is there anything unique about the wall?
Yeah, you see the outline of a secret door.
It is clearly visible.
To you.
Okay, so
You know what to look for on this side. And it's a stairway leading right up to a dead end. And you've gone into a few of those, so you take the time to look and you find it.
okay, so this is intended to be secret.
Yep, you're on the other side of it.
And if that's the side we're intended to enter on, then we are supposed to throw the switch. Because it is there for us to do. So we have to decide if that's something the creators of this room would have wanted us to do as sort of a beginning to a trial, or a trap, which a Serac would have wanted us to do.
Oh, did I get anything out of my investigation of the statue?
Yeah, you believe, after looking over the statue, that it is, what's just investigation?
Yeah.
You think that it's... 25, man. It's got something in both of its closed claws. You're not sure what it is. Both of its closed claws have something within them, but the stone looks completely solid. So it must have been carved around those objects.
Is
or
there any sort of
magic,
scorch
yeah.
marks or anything on it?
No, it's
Okay.
clean.
I was just going for the possibility that it was firing fireballs down as you try to cross in classic video game fashion.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if like it's supposed to be never-ending story, like where you throw the switch and he just eye blasts the other platform.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Suddenly taking a step backwards.
Oh my god.
So, judging from the look here, every one of those pillars is 10 feet apart, except for the close, like that one which is 5, and then the other one is like a 15-foot jump.
Yeah,
So
each are accurate to their distance away from each other.
There's like 10 foot. There's a 15 foot, except for one that is out of place. It feels like.
might be out of place. Judging from their spacing, it honestly looks like those are supposed to be easier, and this last one is the hardest. But
Well, the first one is the same distance as his last one.
Something to note about the statue that I missed here. It depicts a Nikoloth, which I believe is a demon. It probably weighs about 15,000 pounds or more.
okay, hold on a second. That name's familiar. Actually, don't hold on a second. I interrupted a description. Please continue.
It is a Nikoloth. 15,000 pounds. Pretty solid stone. It's huge. It's big. It's big.
Or you want to bring that with us?
Huh.
15,000 pounds? It's easy for you.
I roll a history check on the statue then. Now that we
Nice.
know it's a Nikoloth.
Am I allowed to roll a
Yeah.
religion check?
By all means. If Wifflespark is sharing this information and you can make that next step, absolutely. Just on Nikoloth?
Nikoloth was the obvious part. My bad.
Oh, then that was Wifflespark investigating the statue.
Oh yeah, so it's a Nikoloth. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I am sharing that.
Okay, then I will roll a religion check.
By all means.
Oof.
Brolin and War, you guys are just looking on as these two sort of intelligent brain giants look upon the statue and try to discuss what it is.
So you said this, yeah. You said this goes to like a dead end, essentially.
No, it goes.
A hall that continues on.
Well, I put her there. Please put her there.
Crawls
Tell me.
out. It leads down a. I actually have a description to show you, and after that description, I'll tell you what your roll got you here. Let me show this part. The walls of this narrow tunnel slope inward as they approach the 10-foot-high ceiling. So like a pyramid, like a triangle. Patches of mold cling to the walls and the floor of the eastern half of the hall, and cut into the floor at the west end of the corridor is a 3-foot wide, 4-foot long rectangular hole with bright light spilling out of it that you recognize.
Oh. That's weird.
Why do I recognize it?
It's the death tube.
You found the death tube? That's about the right spot.
Yeah, as you see the death tube at the end of the hall, maybe you're distracted a little bit. That's why you got the 13. Alexandria, since you're kind of two places at once, passing through Fiera and studying the statue. You good?
Can I move Fiera?
Yeah, by all means. I wanted to just reveal what your guys' sort of group study of Nikoloth is.
So what you're saying is this little square here that she's next to drops into the death?
Yes, you see the death, the death barrel below, that similar site, but you don't see the window. It just seems stone from the side.
Right.
Looking down into it. A Nikoloth is an interesting creature. Let me get the description of that for you. Just in a moment. Let me find
Still
it.
totally willing to have her throw that switch, ladies and gentlemen.
Be worth it if she can.
I mean, we could certainly try.
See if I can get this to load for me.
I mean, I could probably walk over there too if we want that.
Well, I don't know if it'll be a trap.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think I want anybody mortally inclined to be the one throwing a switch.
I'm
thinking more the door. Go for it.
In 18, collectively, Alexandria and Wifflespark, you know that this is a type of Yugoloth. They are fickle fiends that inhabit the plains of Archeron, Genia, Hades, and Carcery? They act as mercenaries and are notorious for their shifting loyalties. It's a devil, not a demon. From your understanding. They are embodiments, or maybe they are devils. Let me look at their actual stat block here, or demons. Just says fiend, so it doesn't actually say. Though I'm sure there is a reason for one to be the other.
From the Nine Hells or from?
I think the plains of Archeron, Hades. I'm guessing these are levels of the Nine Hells, but I could be wrong. In any way, it is one of those creatures, heavily debated, let's say.
I believe Acheron is a level of the Nine Hells.
Perfect. They are embodiments of Avars, which is, I think, another type of creature. I'm actually just looking at this. Oh, nope. Don't take me there. Aphorus?
Is it A-V-A-R-I?
Yeah. A-V-A-R-I-C-E.
Yeah. Avarice. That's a descriptive term.
Oh, it's a descriptive term. Okay, perfect. I'm reading from their descriptor here. Before serving under anyone's banner, a Yugoloth asks only one question: what is in it for me? So it's a devil of the Nine Hells.
All right. So, theory now is that the devils took an interest and got some of the Choltons to build this area for them.
Possibly. It is 10 p.m., gentlemen, so I would like to ask each of you for a final action in the session, something you want to say or do, and you may pass if you feel as though you are idle in this moment and you just want to wait to see what happens next time, but I will go around the table, starting with Alexandria.
I'm throwing the switch with Fiera.
Okay.
I am reacting to whatever happens with that.
I am also doing that. If I get
Okay.
to.
And
Back into the hallway.
War is backing away. Brolin, yeah, your reaction to this.
Well, no, don't do that.
Yeah, you put your arms
What?
out.
Don't do what?
Um,
Can't hear you, I'm in
Wifflespark
my
looks
bird.
at you and nods approvingly.
for
Not Brolin. Alexandria.
For Valphine and Victor, Josh, you want to have that conversation in private, correct?
Yep.
We'll save that for the end, and you and I will have a one-on-one that we'll leave for the recording. I think that'll be fun. Perfect. The Fiera goes to pull down the lever. What's her strength score?
Enough.
Tell me what her strength score is, you nerd.
It's,
I just sort of imagine her landing on the lever and then falling upside down.
Is it
and dragging
under
the
8?
leather down.
Yeah.
Have her make a strength check for me.
Okay.
Oh no!
Pull the lever, Kronk.
There's a
Right.
That's just. Oh no, that was her roll.
That was her roll. Yeah, I was. Dang it. Yeah, so there's like a moment of anticipation, and she goes, and it goes about an inch, and you
Alright.
and you all.
All right, that give me 2 more inches.
No, she can't. She can't repeat rolls. She'll have to do something else. But I think that's the perfect way to. We can come back with something more interesting. Maybe she flies and comes back and hits it real hard or something. But I love that. It's just like, oh god, and nothing happens. You're okay.
Good dimension door over there.
That
What
is.
War's final action should be to hop over there.
That is, well, everybody's final action was to react to that. I think it's perfect. That is just how we wrap up the session. And nothing actually happens yet. And you all just go, and Alexandria looks like, dang it.
So Professor Wifflespark's final thing then, in reaction, is jump on it!
Yeah, you yell out, jump on it. All right, I love it. That's how we'll close the main session. Very, very cool. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me this evening for some Dunjos and Dragos. Everybody, thank you for showing up. I appreciate each and every one of you and the interaction that you give me to this wonderful tomb.
And now everyone who's not Josh, leave the channel!
We're going to leave, I think. We'll just go into general, one of the 2-person privates. But yes, I will say good night to each of you, and I will see you all soon. Thank you again for joining me, guys. Take care. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Josh, come over there with me. Huh! We will wait for our friend. Yeah, I'll turn the video on.
Alrighty.
There we go. There we go. So, there is a conversation. It is had in the private arcane space linked between you and Victor as he opens the channel. A bit surprised that you want to talk to him, as it's been sort of a silence between you for a while that he's been respecting. As you say those last words that we heard from you in the session proper, here, let me change to this scene. Maybe some different music, possibly. Let's have. Do you think tense music is good?
Sure.
Perfect. Let's do tense.
Sure. I can change it if it's not feeling that way afterward, but
Okay, very cool. It's gonna start low and grow, 'cause that's how this works. Okay.
grower, not show.
Show her. So yeah, you see, you sort of get to have this private conversation. What were the words that she says? As he says, "You may say whatever you like. What's on your mind?"
What is your plan here? I don't don't see you making any choices, any moves, anything to play off of. I need... This thing you did to me is... I'm getting tired of it. I need to find a way to either fix this or... Your hand is closed.
I know. Trust me, I feel in a similar manner to you, Valphine. I also want to be rid of this. My arm aches, stings, stabs with a terrible pain that I'm sure you know all too well yourself. What we are doing here, what your friends are doing, the reason I have not taken any action is because there is no reason to risk myself. I am here to aid you and your companions if things get too risky. We are in need of each other. I want to see everyone make it out alive, if only to have the strength of so many arms nearby. And I'm sure it is a mutual feeling to your friends as well. We are a safety blanket to each other. I'm not making any moves because your companions are doing it for me. Oh, he wouldn't have his accent. That's right. Because your companions are doing it for me.
Just... I still don't know I can... She kind of looks at the floor for a couple seconds.
I understand. I've told you everything that I know. Every truth that I have, you have. I want to free this world from places like this. What you carry in you and what I carry in me, they are keys, Valphine. They are keys to the cure of all of this. You think any of this would happen without the... Go ahead, what were you going to say?
You just...
What were you going to say?
I don't... How can I trust that? How do I know? You don't know.
I do. Valphine, I've told you what I've seen. You've seen it yourself.
Or he wouldn't call you Valphine. What is your true name again? Can you tell me? I'm
Huh?
sorry, we have to remember all of this.
It's for a long time ago.
It's so long.
It's Ayla, yeah.
Ayla. Ayla. You know me. I know what happened before was a betrayal. I know how it was seen. But you would have died regardless, and perhaps I'm selfish, as I said before. I didn't want to let you go. And what I learned, I knew that you could help me. I had to get you to safety, and here you are, alive, not dead. I can rid you of what I've given you. The burden that you have will be gone.
He gets a little bit closer, even though it's in your mind.
I will tell you. At the end of this tomb is another key. The primordial of Earth. We can take it. And I would hope that we would find someone else trapped within to be a host rather than to use your friends first. That is my hope. But if it comes down to it, someone must be unwilling to take the third key, and we will bring them into the fold, and they will understand, and I will rid them of the burden as well. But they will be a part of saving this world. If I have to explain it time and time again, I will. With Earth, and with the fourth, 4th as well, of wind. With all 4 keys, we will release Tharizdun, and he will save this world.
That name just...
You are afraid of scripture written by the winners of a great war. Only the victors write the histories of this world. Take mine as example. My people were destroyed. I watched my home crumble. My family, my father, my mother, my sisters, my brothers die because they just wanted what the gods had. Freedom. And they tore our lives from it. Me and a few others survived only because of mere luck. Did we escape Mistral's wrath? But I want to see it undone. I look at humanity the way it is now, and it is broken. Alora, we can build it better. If we can only free it. I have seen humanity rise. It can rise again.
Can I make an insight check?
You can. And he's getting super emotional. You can take it with advantage. You know Victor fairly well. I'll give you advantage on that.
Okay.
He believes this to his core. Allure. It is Allura, right? I'm getting the name right. Right? Ayla. Sorry. Ayla.
Yeah, that's good.
It
it never comes up.
It never comes up.
Kept
So
it well hidden.
Ayla. We have. He is. You can see the memories floating back to him. You can see the turmoil in his eyes and the sacrifices that he's made to get where he is now. And he has been silent and steady this entire time, but in your presence you can see his just resoluteness. He must complete this task. And your friends are doing everything for him, and he's happy to keep moving along and happy to involve himself when asked and happy to be an ally, but he needs what's at the end of this tomb, and he believes to his core that it is another key. And everything he has said thus far, there's not an ounce of deceit within it. Not from his perspective, not from his words. He believes that Tharizdun will help him from what he's promised and will rid the gods of this realm and all other influence and make a safe haven for humanity. He believes all of this.
How have you spoken to Tharizdun? Do you?
As I've said before, he is sent. You've experienced it. It's a presence, emotion. A lot of it is muddled in pain and regret. But what gets through is a host of power, of intent. He's shown me what he can do. I have begged him to let you glimpse as well, but I think he's testing you as he has tested me, to see if you can see through the lies that have been written about him. He senses your hesitation, and so do I. You think me a madman, and Tharizdun an evil god, meant to destroy everything.
I don't know that for sure.
All we can do is tell you our truth.
Does a person have to be a vessel? Is there any other way?
It is cruel magic, built of Ao himself, to chain him down that he may never rise again. It is not his doing what we have. It is what must be done to free him. He's too powerful, too strong. He has the power to just block them out. Do you know what that takes? An entire pantheon. Do you know how many gods have been discovered? They only could hold him And with that kind of magic, there is a way around, and he has found it. Within us lies his greatest servants, those who fought against the gods at his side, his greatest generals. In you, in me, that power rests. Only with us can it be tamed, can it not be wild and brought to chaos. We have not been consumed by it, so far his words have been true. If we may get 2 others to take on the rest, we will have what we need to break all of his chains.
Where are these others that survived?
Others?
Do you know where they are?
What, of my people?
Yes.
Scattered. I know of a few, here and there. Most of them hide. What knowledge we have is sought after, and there has been examples of our people being executed.
Do they believe what you believe?
No, not all of them. I have found a few others and tried to enlist their help. It was met with violence, unfortunately. Many of my brothers and sisters have found cruel ends in a way. Some of their minds don't remain entirely together. We are old, Valphine. I am gifted, and when my home escaped the wrath of Mystra, I was not in a state of consciousness, so when I came to, whatever effect that transfer through time made, it did not hurt me as much as it did my brothers and sisters. Some of them were driven quite mad. They tried to use our home as a weapon to bring back our empire, and if, like the others, it fell. I escaped that fate. And only a few others did as well. My past is complicated, but it has only influence to drive me forward, to see this world corrected.
She shifts. She's trying to process.
You know that you almost turned me from all of this. I was quite tempted by you. Before I knew there was a way to enact my vengeance, before Tharizdun even whispered through the dark, I thought to give it all up, truly. But I knew even then, if I were to do so, to try and live a normal life, eventually someone would find out who I am. Something would happen, some cataclysmic event. This world is unstable. I believe it's coming to an end.
What will stop the gods from doing what they did before?
Us. They don't know about us. Surprise is our ally. Before, it was a war. There were politics, all kinds of things involved. People choosing sides, battles chosen when and where. Tharizdun has learned from his past mistakes. It would not enter their darkest nightmares to think that anyone could or would be able to release him. Once he is free, he will regain his full power, and he will block them out. What he does then is none of our business. We will see no more of Tharizdun or the gods. It is his only wish to free us of the menace of his brothers and sisters.
Then... what then? What will you do? What is... There has to be an end to this.
I have thought about it long. Once the gods are gone, we can remake the world, Valphine. Oh, sorry. Your name is one more time. I'm so sorry. So it's we never use it. Allure, not allure.
No. You keep throwing it.
I'm sorry.
Just Ayla.
Ayla. Yeah. I'm gonna just put it in chat.
I have it.
Ayla. Got it. I have it now. I'm so sorry. I put it in the chat.
You just put it in public. It's cool.
I'll delete it after. I'm sorry. I'm the worst.
No, that's good.
He'll say, "We can remake the world." I had hoped, after everything was done, that we could pick up where we left off, but I know that's foolish. So much will have happened and changed between us. I could never expect anything more of you. I imagine I will find some place to rest. I will do my best to aid those who are here, to instruct, to gift them with the knowledge of their new freedom, and help in any way that I can, offer my service to the leaders of the world, if I may. My knowledge perhaps could aid them, and what they do with me I am willing to give up to the judgment of those people if they are foolish enough to dispose of me. I still have faith that humanity will find a way, given the freedom that we have bestowed upon them. But I would continue my work, I think. Maybe I would find rest once I've seen them all put upon the right path. And then who knows? Perhaps great kingdoms will rise again. Perhaps we will understand the true meaning and nature of our world and the universe at large. Who knows? Anything is possible.
Have him make a persuasion check.
Okay.
With advantage.
Okay. Persuasion. That's going to be it's charisma. That's charisma based. Okay, cool. I don't know if I'll be able to roll it in secret or not, so I'm going to do that automatically.
Okay.
It is a 17.
Are you sure there's no way I can talk to him?
I wish I knew how to breach contact from this side, but I have received most of what I know only from his intent to tell me. Just in the feeling that he has sent me of vague visions that are less seen by the eye and more by the spirit. If you rest, if you take a moment of silence to yourself, I have found that opening yourself up to interaction has at least increased the chance. Listening is part of it, I think. You need to focus on what's inside of you, what I put inside of you, and see what it is that you hear.
The next time I go into my trance, I will try.
I pray that he responds. He is weak. He is weak, Ayla. I think he gets through just what he is able.
She would reach for his hand and put her hands around it and give him a nod. And I can't promise if I don't hear from him if I will be able to follow through or help you in any way, but I think that I want to help you. I want to.
I understand your hesitation, I do. And it is deserved. And I trust that the truth will make its way to you. I pray that Dustin finds strength to contact you. I don't pray to any gods. I'll wish it all the well. I can only promise that if you are unable to commune with him, I promise you, Ayla, I will undo what I did to you if you just give me the time.
All right. All right.
And he kind of like wipes his eyes and some of the sweat from his brow. I must stay cordial for your friends. I believe they already suspect enough that we are involved in one way or another. I'm trying to pass it off as a passing fancy more than anything. I imagine you can help me elicit that cover. I don't want to involve any of them in on this. Not if I don't have to.
I also would like to avoid that if possible. Yes, I will keep this. Keep this.
Indeed. And he just kind of cautiously sort of catching himself, almost feeling faint from the conversation. He gets very emotional. Says, "Are you ready to rejoin your friends?"
Yeah, I suppose we should do that before they pull some kind of trigger.
Oh, many levers in this place. I imagine none of them lead to anything good. Let's make sure they're not pulling any.
Never see what I can see, so.
And he will sort of tighten his hand around yours. It's good to speak with you again.
We were never on non-speaking terms.
Of course. And he just smiles to himself, kind of shaking his head like he thought you needed space, and he's like, yeah, I read her completely wrong, and he's just like, oh, right.
I've been there, bro. I've been there.
And he's just, it's just, he continues on, and he's got like a skip to his step. He's feeling good. He's happy to know that you, I think you can tell that he's like, there's been like sort of a tenseness that you've released of a fear of you not trusting him, and a wariness to the party and feeling a little bit alone, and he's feeling more comfortable for sure. And as you return to your friends back through the passageway whence they came, to be sure they're not pulling any
any triggers or any traps or anything bad, we will end our one-on-one session there. Very cool. Thank you, Joshua, for joining me for this this secret aftermath.
I have been waiting for such a long time. It is so hard when we all sleep 3 feet away from each other.
It's tough, and then sort of also peering through the veil of 4 other players. I know it can be tough through an online element as well. But we can get these. These are fun. I enjoy it. All right, that is everything for the VOD. Thank you for joining us over on YouTube for our adventure in this sort of secret aftermath as well. And I hope we catch you for the next one in the month of March. We should have some games. So we'll see you then. Take care. Bye.